Greetings, royal family. You know what time it is. It's growing up hip hop time. It's growing up hip hop time. All right, thanks for clicking on the video. We got a lot to tackle here. There was a lot going on episode 16 of this second half of season 5. So I just want to start out by saying I think that TT is pregnant. She's not consuming alcohol in the beginning of the episode. She had a virgin pina colada, and we all know that cousin TT likes her wine and things. So I think that that's what the secret is. Anyway, Egypt, and we see Aunt Bev, and they are headed to the house. And Egypt is afraid that she is going to be quote unquote ganged up on. Now I'm saying to myself, don't get scared now, little Egypt. You know, where's Treppa? You chose to believe everything that your man says, right? Your man's word is Bible. Bring Treppa out. Where's she at? She didn't come to Jamaica? Or do you need someone to whistle to make Treppa show up? Anywho, we move on to see Angela, Vanessa, and Tanise. They're all sitting around and they're talking. They stop over by, I think it was Angela's place. She's getting her makeup done. So Vanessa starts to talk about struggling with her body image, especially being in the public eye. You know, she was a model. She wants to pursue acting. And she's saying that, you know, being in Hollywood, your physical appearance is everything, you know. She compared herself to Angela and referred to her sister as Miss Fitness, you know. Angela, as usual, is acting distracted and she doesn't seem to really care. That's what I kind of got from it, kind of. Just her little immature self, like acting distracted and making loud noises and just stupid actions. And Vanessa, she points out that she knows that her sister comes across as insensitive. Comes across as. But she says that her sister means well. And why does Vanessa, not everyone, but Vanessa in this case, why do people, including Vanessa, why do they make excuses for Angela? Like, she's childish and she is insensitive. She has always treated Vanessa like she can take her or leave her, you know? And on the flip side of that, Vanessa is always seeking some sort of to be accepted or affection from Angela. Like, she's seeking acceptance and affection from her. And this has been the dynamic of their relationship for years, even when they had their, what the heck was the name of their show on MTV years ago? It's like Vanessa wants Angela to be her accountability partner, right? As it pertains to her getting into shape. And Angela says, I'll send you texts like Romeo. And they're like, don't bring up Romeo. And you see how childish she is? Like, Vanessa goes on to say that it's really hard for her to share her feelings because she comes from a privileged life. You know, she doesn't want to seem like she's complaining, but she wishes that Angela would really listen to her. You know, Angela was just being goofy, just being a goofball, not taking her seriously. So, Vanessa, girl, good luck with dealing with that juvenile that you call your sister, girl. In the same scene, Angela said that in her confessional, she said that she's called and texted Romeo, so she's going to leave it where it's at. Vanessa gets on the scale and Angela is trying to tell her, don't get caught up in the number. Like, no, I don't get caught up in the number. It's about a healthy lifestyle. Okay, I get it. But she started acting real immature. Like, here's the thing. Vanessa not liking her physical appearance is a real thing, right? I am not trivializing that whatsoever because it seemed like she really had a hard time talking about that. You know what I mean? You can tell that it really affects her. And she got choked up in her confessional and started, like, you know, getting emotional and crying. However, that is something that can be changed. And Angela does not need to be an accountability partner for Vanessa. I just don't think so. Because we see how flaky Angela is. Vanessa knows that firsthand, how flaky Angela is. And, you know, this is something that can be rectified. You know, Vanessa can definitely change her eating habits. She can become more physically active to reach whatever goal she set for herself. But I do agree with Angela about it's not about the number, focusing on the number. Unless this weight thing is a band-aid for a deeper issue, maybe. Somebody get Iyanla on the line, child. I can't with them. I just can't. It was really annoying for me to see Vanessa really trying to express herself and Angela just being just insensitive and juvenile. Like, Vanessa, you gonna continue to have emotional problems if you leaning on Angela for emotional support, because she is... Anyway, let's go back to Jamaica. All right. So Tyran, he is ready for this sit down. Okay. And Aunt Bev, she pretty much sets the rules, right? No shouting, and everyone keep their hands to themselves and their temper in check. Simple. So Egypt is talking to her mother. Egypt is still in the car while Aunt Bev is kind of, scoping out the scene and letting the rules be known. So we see Egypt, she's in the car and she calls her mother. And Pep is really pumping Egypt up to be embarrassed. And she is back in the States without a care, right? Anyway, back to New York. So Boogie and Jojo, they're hanging out at a tea shop. And Boogie is in town to show up for court in support of his father. Oh, God. So they're at a tea shop and Jojo is so corny, right? Like... Jojo is so corny that he gets overly excited about the tea changing colors and potions and he's like loud. Anyway, Jojo's harmless, but he's corny. Now, I am tired of seeing Boogie be hurt and disrespected by his father. I really am. It just ticks me off. And I know Jojo is trying, at this point, Jojo's trying to give Boogie advice because he talked about the falling out that he had with his father and how he saw that he disappointed his father. What else did he say? But they were able to sit down and talk it out, yada, yada. So like I said, I know Jojo is trying to give Boogie advice, but Jojo has to realize that Rev Run is a logical, compassionate man, right? Family man. The opposite is the case for Boogie's father, but I was not in favor of the advice that Jojo gave Boogie, telling him that he should show up and support his father in court. Just do the right thing, that pressuring, people. Yeah, doing the right thing. There's this toxic narrative, right? That children must always be there for their, like adult children, Boogie's age. Boogie's an adult. Must always be there for their parents, regardless of how their parents treat them, I just feel like any time anyone degrades you, that person has lost the privilege of being in your presence. And if they want to be in your presence, that has to be earned. It doesn't matter if that person is your parent, especially just period. But, little kids don't have that, freedom to kind of distance themselves from their parents because they're somewhat dependent on their parents. But you get what I'm saying. Boogie's age and older, I would have asked Boogie how he feels and what he wants to do and support whatever decision he feels is best for him. Like, if Boogie told me, right, we were sitting down and we were talking, and he told me that he was not going to court for his father, I wouldn't judge him one bit. See, we fall into this fairy tale frame of mind and say what we think sounds good. You know what I mean? There isn't one answer or one piece of advice that just is generic and fits for everybody in certain situations. Like, I would not fault that young man if he was to cut his father off at all. I wouldn't. He's a human being and he has been abandoned by his father time and time again. And Dame is downright out of order. He's out of order. Okay. Respect is due a dog, and the way that he disrespects Boogie and his daughter, it's disgusting. Boogie deserves better. That's all that I'm saying. And I just, it's sad to watch him sometimes. Sometimes he's doing a lot better standing up for himself. I will say that, as compared to, earlier seasons. But as far as if I could talk to Boogie, I would say, Boogie, no amount of you kissing up to lame trash and being there for him when it's convenient for him is going to make him change. And I just think that the abandoned little boy in Boogie is hoping that that is the case. Ugh. Anyway, let's go back to Jamaica because Dame need 2 good slaps upside his head. Anyway, so Pep, she is avoiding kind of talking to her sister Bev at all costs, right? And I wonder why. She's avoiding trying to get to the issue. So this sit down is taking place. So the family, they're sitting down, and that consists of Tyran, TT, Aunt Bev, who is TT's mother, TT's boyfriend, and Egypt. So Egypt, she feels that she's at a disadvantage. You know, she doesn't have anyone there to support her. So she calls her mother on FaceTime so she has some sort of support. So Pep says that this thing has been blown out of proportion. Pep says this, right? Pep already sounds incoherent, and she is on level 50 when only level 5 is required, okay? She's on level 50, and I really can't take her seriously. So we move on to Little Twist, because she's saying a whole bunch of nothing. So we move on to see Little Twist in the studio. So Brianna, Jojo, and Bow Wow were in attendance, and he is working on a new single. So he plans on having like a single release party, and, you know, he was asked about inviting Sam, and he says he's okay with inviting Sam. So then Jojo takes this opportunity to bring up Angela and Bow Wow working on merchandise together. And Jojo wants to know why. Jojo is like taking on the tough... He's taking on like the tough but big brother role and is concerned about Bow Wow and Angela being close lately. Now, a question. Is Little Twist bleaching his skin? Because in his confessionals, he's just looking a little bit, you know, his complexion is looking a little bit washed out. Damn, they done got him too, huh? Anyway, Bow Wow says in his confessional that he is hesitant about letting Angela all the way in because if he does, he will want to go full throttle. Meaning that he will be faithful and he will want to go all the way. Anyway, back to Jamaica. You can believe that foolishness if you want to. What's the status with him and Kayomi's lawsuit? They going to court for that elevator incident? Back to Jamaica. So Pep is on the phone during this sit down, and she's going off on a tangent and acting like this was like a courtroom, and she's picking up a gavel. Like oh God, I don't even think she knew where she was or who she was talking to. Egypt brings up TT walking around unclothed. Okay, remember, Egypt nor Pep saw this. This is information coming from Sam. This is what Sam told Pep and Egypt. TT still denies this happening. She's not even taking it seriously at this point. Bev says that Egypt is jealous and insecure. Pep starts to get defensive and she starts babbling a whole bunch of nonsense. So Egypt, she even got annoyed and is telling her mother to be quiet, right? Remember, Pep is on the phone via FaceTime. Tell me if this makes any sense. The two of them don't equal one. And I mean Pep and Egypt. The two of them together don't equal one. Old time saying. You called your mother on the phone, sis. I'm not even trying to make sense out of neither one of them. Then Egypt, this is her second point, right? Because she lost that one. So then her second point, she brings up Tyran and TT going to Tretch about Sam's plan to propose to Egypt, right? Remember they confronted Pep and said, oh, you know, Sam is going to propose to Egypt. TT basically admits that she was trying to stop the engagement. That's that argument. TT has admitted that before. She let her know, Egypt that is, that she does not want her to, she doesn't think she should marry Sam. You're losing, you're slipping here, and you got your mama on the phone talking about banging gavels. You're slipping here. Two arguments you brought up got shot down quick. Next issue Egypt has is Sam's bank account being brought up. Now, Pep is still on the phone, you know, capping for Sam, saying he's a hard worker. Egypt couldn't even get a word in. He's a hard worker. He's a hard worker. So I started laughing. Like, is he working so hard at being in arrears in his child support for both of his children? Is that what Pep is referring to him working hard? Worked so hard that Egypt had to pay his back child support. Argument went out the window. Another one. Tyran, he starts speaking up, and he tells Egypt that he thinks that Sam is using her, and it has nothing to do with money, because Egypt tried to bring up the fact that, like, oh, because I am rich and I'm classy and I have money and he doesn't come from money, you think that he's using me. They said, girl, it ain't got nothing to do with money. It's his character. Egypt just sounds as dumb as her mother, and she has no defense. That's why she's getting upset. She's getting heated. She's getting upset. Then she talks about having to release Treppa in her confessional. And honey, I would love to see Treppa show up in the presence of Aunt Bev. Go ahead, Egypt. Let Trapper out. Child, Aunt Bev will chop you upside your head, girl. Try it if you want to. Anyway, enough of them. So we move on to Angela and Jojo, right? He shows up at Angie's photo shoot. She has a photo shoot for a cover of a fitness magazine. And Jojo addresses Angela about Bow Wow. He says that he doesn't want her to get hurt. So he tells her, first it was Rome, now it's Bow Wow. You ain't never worked on merch with Romeo, because that is the excuse that Angela is going to be working with Bow Wow on his merchandise. Remember last episode she asked, can I work on your merch? Yeah, I can do that. Angela, what business ventures you got going on, sis? You got time to raise your baby, take care of yourself, deal with whatever business ventures you have going on, and do merch for Bow Wow, who's going on tour? All right, girl. Whatever. Sounds like a sabotage is coming up and drama. Anyway, so Angela, she's just doing a lot of capping for Bow Wow in her confessional. She's looking up in the sky and like looking up to the ceiling with her eyes rolled and smiling. And she's admitted to him hurting her when they were young, but they've come a long way. And she said, maybe it's just because, you know, I was expecting him to settle down. I'm like, girl, this girl's an idiot. So Jojo, he advises her to keep it professional. He said, leave all the lils alone. Anybody that got an L-I-L in front of it, leave him alone. He said, I love Lil Wayne, leave Lil Wayne, Lil Bootsy. He just named a couple of littles. What I got from this is he know Bow Wow has no intention on settling down with Angela. And Angela might get clowned, or he thinks his sister is a hoe. Yeah, I said it. So from one set of cornballs to another, we move on to see Sam and Little Easy. So Little Easy asks, you know, hey, where's Egypt? He comes by, he visits Sam, and he asks, you know, where's Egypt? So Sam says that, you know, Egypt is in Jamaica handling this situation, and he just goes off on a tangent. You know, Egypt is more aggressive than I am, and people think it's me, and she's the one that's more aggressive. So Sam finally admits he probably didn't even realize it because he was probably higher than gas prices. He finally admits that he's aggressive. Interesting. So Little Easy convinces Sam to come to Little Twist's party and says that, you know, he says that he's not worried about Brianna because I think Little Easy, who is becoming extremely annoying, he's really acting like a straight itch, if you know what I mean. Him and his wife, they can go. So apparently Sam has a beef with Little Twist. I was like, why? So he has a bone to pick with Little Twist because Little Twist said that Sam is riding on Egypt's coattails. When Sam had that clown Joker makeup on and performed on stage, or whatever you want to call it, he said that. And I think he also said it at the coming out / engagement party. So I guess Sam must have watched back the episodes in the first half of this season, and he's got an issue with that. Now, Sam seemed a little on edge and jittery. He could have been nervous because he might, you know, Aunt Bev might really break up this foolishness that they got going on, you know, and Sam might be out of there. Even Lil Easy said that his energy need to be turned down. He was just like, I hope Sam doesn't come with this energy when he comes to Little Twist party. So he was a little, like I said, he was on edge and he's a little jittery. So anyway, we move on to the OG cornball himself, Dame and Rocky. So he's shook that he's going to jail, basically. He's scared. He's scared that he might be going to jail. He actually went to turn himself in. So I don't understand what he was scared about. I just don't understand how he can bully his children. This is lame, I'm talking about. And talk down to people like he's so tough. Like, you would think that him going to jail for child support would be something that he could just eat, right? Like, you know, you get in and you bail out because you're supposed to be all rich and all this other stuff. Anyway, Boogie shows up for his father. They're outside the courtroom. They hug. This is sad, man. Boogie in his confessional says that he gets treated better by his father when his father is going through bad times. He said, at least I can be there for you for the bad times, even though I know I won't be around for the good times. He said, at least I get treated better. So he just says that when his father is down and out, that's when he shows his son attention. Jesus. Anyway, so Dame, he ends up getting arrested. So Boogie says, He's like, you know, he got a lot of baby mamas, buddy. Therefore, you got a lot of baby mama drama. He said, well, he put himself in this predicament, but he'll be all right. Well said, Boogie. Well said. He's just real matter of fact about it. Dame strikes me as the type of dude, right, that will be in a holding cell telling people that he got caught with 2 hammers and some weight when in fact he in there for unpaid child support. Right? He's just so extra. He strikes me as that type. Oh gosh, so Dame's lawyer, Rocky came out, and then Dame's lawyer came out and says that he had a warrant in Queens and they weren't aware and the court is not giving them any information. Lies, 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 lies. Anyway, whatever. So Rocky, and the lawyer guy, they're headed over to Queens, and then they flash to footage where Dame is getting out of a NYPD police car, handcuffed, and Press is there, and he's putting up his hand over his face. Like, we see that big milk dud head. Isn't this the attention that you want, tough guy? Anyway, Boogie, he decided not to go to Queens. He said that he came to New York to support, and he has done just that. Mission has been accomplished, and he said that he is going to love from a distance. Good for you, Boogie. I respect his decision 100%. See, the healthiest thing for Boogie is to love and support from a distance. I'm just good. I was so glad that he looked out for himself. Anyway, back to Egypt's Last Supper. So Tyran is being very vocal, and he says that Egypt has no idea to protect herself. He basically thinks that his sister is a dingbat. And you know what, Tyran? We do too. Pep is still on that phone talking about whatever she's ranting about. Then Egypt, she yells at her mother, who doesn't shut up. She's like, Mom, oh my God, I can't talk. Every time I talk, you talk. Bev, she chimes in just real casually like, hey. And she's saying to Egypt, look, if people have been feeling this way about Sam for 2 years, then something is up. TT says, look, I don't care about none of this. I don't care about none of y'all. I have my own news. She announced that she is pregnant. Egypt, in her confessional, listen to this, y'all. Egypt calls TT hypocritical because Egypt says that TT told her not to get pregnant, but now TT is pregnant. So now she's a hypocrite. Egypt is dumb as hell. And whatever she learns from all of this might just be the hard lesson that she needs. I can't with her anymore. Congratulations to our big cousin TT and Auntie Bev, who is going to be a grandma. I'm done with Egypt. She's an idiot. So this concludes this episode of Growing Up Hip Hop LA. Be sure to get down in the comments and share your thoughts. Please keep all comments respectful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the commentary. Make sure you check out the other content on the channel. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and make sure your notification bell is selected to all so you don't miss any of my uploads. Can't wait to read your comments, y'all. Until next time, peace.